to Charter Class 101 Central. We have a great show in stock for you today, straight from Green Lake, Wisconsin. This is Pedro Quintero. We are newscasters and we would like to share the inhumane and humane things with you on this lovely program. Before you sit back and relax, please shut off all cell phone before the program. Take it away, Brian.
Okay.
Slavery in the United States. As early as 1619, Americans had Africans as slaves. The slaves were badly mistreated and beaten, and the children were sometimes taken from their parents. The people would auction off the slaves like animals, and female slaves were the most expensive because they could reproduce. The slaves tried to escape, if the slaves tried to escape the masters, the owner of the slaves would cut off their toes. In 1865, the 13th Amendment to the I keep messing up, everybody. In 1865, the 13th Amendment to the Constitution made slavery In 1865, the 13th Amendment to the Constitution made slavery in America illegal. The amendment abolished slavery in America. Some people think that slavery isn't anywhere in the world, but it is still everywhere. It's in Indonesia, in Africa, Pakistan, Sudan, Haiti, India, and the Dominican Republic. In fact, 2 months ago, a ship with 200 African slaves was turned away from an African harbor.
Pedro Quintero.
Hi, my name is Pedro Quintero. The Peace Corps traces back to 1960, where it started when John F. Kennedy challenged students at the University of Michigan to serve their own country by the cause of peace by living and working in developing countries. From that inspiration grew over the government, and the government devoted to world peace and friendship. This unique heritage continues to inspire, and since 1961, 200 people have joined the Peace Corps, serving in 139 countries and making this world a better place. Right now, if you guys are wondering, the leader of the Peace Corps is Aaron S. Williams.
Jim Bob Williamston.
Hey, I'm Jim Bob Williamston, and I'm here to tell you about the big story in 1989 about Tiananmen Square. In Beijing, China, 1989, 100,000 protesting students gathered around the biggest city square around the whole world. They were protesting for the right to have a fair government because they were seeing other communist governments shutting down, and they thought this was because their government was communist too, and they just thought that would happen to them, and they'd all be completely messed up. And so protesters were made up of intellectuals and students. June 6th was the date the students had made a statue called the Goddess of Democracy. They built it to resemble freedom or liberty. Soon the protesters got annoying to the government, and they took off like a rocket, killing innocent students by shooting them, beating them, running over them, or just the students couldn't take it and just killed themselves. That day, 3,000 people died, and it became the worldwide talk. Students would never give up, and soon it all ended. In the end, ultimately, the Chinese government won, but deep down, the students deserved it for their courage and self-strength. A man that was officially named Tank Man was soon the big talk of the Tiananmen Square. A man who was all-out protesters stood in front of 4 big army tanks and refused to let them pass. He even climbed on top of the tanks at one point and talked to the captain inside. I'm Jim Bob Williamston, and this has been Charter 101 News.
Steve-O.
Hi, my name is Steve-O, and I'm talking about the subject of gay rights. When the gay rights movement started back on June 28, 1969, people got very prejudiced against gay, lesbian, bisexual, and transgender. When the Don't Ask, Don't Tell law came in, more states made the law that you can't get married to the same sex. Almost 100% of the gay rights movement was and still is in the United States. The reason that the Don't Ask, Don't Tell law is a law that in the military you don't ask and you don't tell. The reason that it came in is because nobody in the military would basically be made fun of. Like, if, in the military you were made fun of, it's kind of dangerous to have all the equipment that you have, bullied. And now people around the country are trying to repeal the law of Don't Ask, Don't Tell and the gay marriage law. In my opinion, I think that we should.
This has been Charter Class 101. Thank you for watching, everyone, and have a lovely evening, night, morning, afternoon. You can now turn on your cell phones. See you later. Bye!
This has been CNN.